Hey, back with you at Sew on Saturdays. Today we're going to talk all about buttons. Buttons are a big deal. People just quit wearing clothes and throw them away and send them to thrift stores because they're missing buttons. If I had a nickel for every time somebody said I can't even sew on a button, I would be a rich lady. But I'm not. So today I'm going to show you how to sew on a button, and it's really going to help you preserve your wardrobe a little. First thing I'll let you know is that if I do have a garment that I'm going to throw in the trash because it is not suitable to give away, I'll detach the buttons because you can use them for future projects. And if you've ever bought a pack of buttons, you know that they're $3 or $4, you know, for just 3 or 4 buttons. So I don't like to just go buy buttons all willy-nilly. So I remove them if I'm gonna throw something in the trash. And that way I have a really nice collection of buttons to choose from for other projects. And the next thing I'm gonna show you is actually replacing a button that has come off of a garment. So it's a really easy thing to do. The first thing you do is make sure that your garment is all lined up the way it's supposed to be. So you're gonna finish out any zippers, you're gonna attach any buttons that should be buttoned so that the garment is lined up properly. The next thing you're gonna use is a piece of chalk. And the reason you're going to use chalk is because chalk is something that washes out very easily. It's not going to stain your clothes. I always use white. It generally shows up on everything. If you're reattaching to a white garment, you may want to choose a different thing, maybe like a pencil that will wash out very easily. So you're going to take your chalk, and then you're going to make sure that the garment is lined up correctly, as we talked about before. Insert the chalk into the buttonhole itself and make a mark so that when you pull this back, you have a mark on the garment itself that shows you exactly where you need to reattach your button so that when you button it back up, you don't have gapping and everything's lined up properly. So the second step is to make sure that when you reattach the button that you are using the same orientation that the manufacturer used to attach the other buttons. This one is lined up horizontally. So I'm going to make sure that when I attach this button to the garment that the buttonholes line up horizontally. I had previously threaded my needle, and I threaded it to have a loop in the thread. So you're just going to take a long piece of thread, fold it together, and then loop both ends through the needle hole. So from here, place the button on the garment, and you're going to go in a downward fashion through the buttonhole and then back through the back side to the front side. Pull the needle through the loop, and then that way your button is fully attached to the garment and you don't have to tie it off to have an end. So you're just going to loop through this several times. I usually like to go 4 or 5 times just for extra measure to make sure that, you know, that the button is attached securely and is not going to fall off easily. So that's 2 times. And then we have 3, 4, and that's the 5th. So when you're done with the number of times that you want to loop your fabric or your thread through the button, then you're going to go back through 1 time and pull the thread up. The needle and the thread are going to go back through the loops that have been created on the underside of the garment with the thread. Hold the loop, pull the needle, and then you will have 2 edges of your thread. So then you're going to just tie them off. I like to tie them 2 or 3 times to make sure that the button stays. And then just snip them off. And there you have a reattached button, and your garment is good as new. Thank you so much for watching this video. Our next video is gonna have some really big surprises, so I hope you will subscribe and watch the next video of Sew on Saturday.